he might not be able to pitch his final his last 2 or 3 starts during the last part of the season, mainly because of the inning limits that he has. Between 160 and 180, source says, is the limit in which Strasburg is going to be throwing for the entire season, including the playoffs. So, what do the Nationals bring to the table if they shut down Strasburg and hopefully keep him for the playoffs, or they use him for the rest of the regular season and then there's no Strasburg for the playoffs? Think about that. And then the last piece of news we're talking about is Ivan Nova's shoulder tightness. He will miss his next scheduled start, and he might be going to the DL. Yankees fans, be worried about that. Another good pitcher, first CC, just came off recently, and now possibly Nova heading to the DL. So now let's go straight into some other news. New York Mets starting pitcher Johan Santana is not expected to pitch again this season. The general manager for the Mets, Sandy Alderson, said Wednesday an MRI was taken of Johan Santana's back, and it showed that he has a lower back inflammation. The 33-year-old left-hander has been placed on the 15-day disabled list retroactive of August 18th, and he's expected to be shut down for the rest of the regular season. That is unfortunate for the Mets, as again Santana has to be shut down. First, he had the arm problem that kept him out for almost 2 seasons, and then now with the back injury, limiting him to not so good starts, and then now shutting him down. So this is a little fact. Johan Santana this is an active streak. He's on the list for most consecutive starts with 6 earned runs allowed in a single season in the live ball era. That's since 1920. And Johan Santana is tied for second with 5. That's an active streak. The pitcher with the most consecutive starts with 6 earned allowed in a single season was Willie Blair in 1999. He was a pitcher for the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians. So I don't think Johan Santana, who's a very good pitcher, has been a very good pitcher throughout his career, doesn't want to be in the same category as some guy named Willie Blair. So I don't think anyone wants to be in that type of category with a guy named Willie Blair, and I don't think Johan Santana does. I don't think he wants to be in that group either. That's unfortunate for the Mets. Santana's back has become an issue since he tightened it up following a bullpen session on Monday. He complained about the back soreness after his last start, or during his last start against Washington on August 17th. He brought it up to doctors, and then the doctors were very interested in the back problem, and they wanted to get it checked out. Right-hander Colin McHugh, following the Santana injury and sentence to the DL, has been brought up from AAA Buffalo. McHugh is 2-4 with a 3.39 ERA in 12 starts for the AAA Buffalo for the Buffalo team down in New York. Since throwing a career-high 134 pitch game, which turned out to be the no-hitter, it was the first one in Mets history on June 1st. Santana is 3-7 with a. I told you he has given up 6 earned or more in the last 5 outings. 5-0 with a 15.63 ERA. I don't think any pitcher wants to have that type of stats in a 5-game outing streak. Santana, who missed, like I told you, it was a shoulder surgery. He missed all of last season. He's 6-9 with a 5.85 ERA in 21 starts this year for the Mets. This is in his first stint in the DL this season. In late July, right a month and a half after he threw the no-hitter, he went onto the DL with a sprained right ankle. Terry Collins said he'll be ready. He's expected to get 28 starts out of Santana for the regular season. So some unfortunate stuff for the Mets there. They're still having the financial problems with what happened with Bernie Madoff back in '09. So we'll see what happens from there. Americans' pastime beverage, beer, and how Anheuser and Busch has announced an extension of their long-running relationship on Wednesday, a deal that will keep the brewer as the league's official beer sponsor through the 2018 season. So, if you guys are fans of Budweiser, Bud Light, and you go to a lot of Major League Baseball games, you'll have the same beer for a little bit longer. With the partnership, America's largest brewer will sponsor MLB Opening Week, the Player of the Month Awards, in the league's fan cave, and will be presenting sponsor of the new one-game face-off between two wildcard teams to further advance into the playoffs, or the wildcard one-game playoff matchup. The deal comes on the heels of a 2-year deal that was struck as part of a settlement from a lawsuit in 2010. Anheuser and Busch claimed that the MLB was reneging on terms of a new deal, while Major League Baseball claimed it was not informed in the negotiations that the brewer had recently signed a 6-year contract to be the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Its NFL contract is reported to be worth $1.2 billion. So I know football is a little bit more popular than baseball, and look how much money beer is worth. $1.2 billion. The alliance allows Anheuser and Busch to use the Major League Baseball logo and the logos of its team on their products. Although the deal begins next year, here we go. The Vice President of the Media, Sports, and Entertainment Marketing at Anheuser and Busch, he said, it's important to include the sponsorship of the first ever additional wildcard games for this year. As part of that sponsorship, Budweiser has purchased television advertising the games, which will be broadcasted on TBS on October 5th. So mark your calendars, guys. This is the first I've heard of the wildcard game scheduling October 5th on TBS. The games will be on TBS on October 5th. No time has been released yet. So October 5th. Everybody mark your calendars. %53% in 2001. The wine, I've been to AT&T Park in San Francisco, and they do sell wine. The wine has jumped from 16% to 29% in that age group. In the last year, also marked the first time in a decade that Anheuser and Busch shipped less than 100 million barrels worldwide, according to Beer Marketer's Insight. So the beer industry is going down a little bit since younger adult drinkers are drinking wine more, is up 13% from when it was in 2001. More than half of American drinkers 18 to 34 drank beer in 2001. It's down now to 39% right now. So Anheuser and Busch, even though they've been having they've had a couple of years of downhill stuff where no one's really buying a lot of beer anymore. It's just that even though the deal is very helpful for them, and they're getting their beer that they want to sell into Major League ballparks, and it's a good thing for Major League Baseball to keep this, because people do enjoy Budweiser and Bud Light. A lot of people say that that's their favorite beer, and they should keep it like that. If you guys haven't heard this guy, let's go to another topic. Let's go to the minor leagues. Wow. Cincinnati Reds minor leaguer Billy Hamilton stole his 146th and 147th stolen base of the season. As part of a doubleheader. He swiped 4 in the game in the first game of a doubleheader in the Double-A league. He now has 147 stolen bases, and that's a new minor league record. He broke the record that was set by Vince Coleman in 1983. Coleman had 145 stolen bases for Macon City. city that was in the Class A South Atlantic League. And bringing up the 147 that Billy Hamilton just did. Look, let's go to the modern Major League record of Ricky Henderson. He had 130. Billy Hamilton would have broken his record by 17, and the season is still not over yet. That is ridiculous. And that was set in 1982. Some people might say that record is unbeatable, like DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. Ricky Henderson, watch out! This guy looks like he will probably break a record in some short time, especially as a minor leaguer in Double-A. He's looking to be very good, and he's only 21. Even though he's got 147 stolen bases, he has been caught 33 times, but he has forced many errors and balks while on the bases. Hamilton has played 121 games this year. Coleman played 113 during his record-setting season and was caught only 31 times. At both minor league levels for Hamilton is obviously has also been playing in Single-A. He is batting .317 with a .417 on-base percentage, and that's pretty ridiculous. Wow. Oh yeah, and Hamilton. Another fact: the Miami Marlins have 121 stolen bases as a team, and that leads the major leagues. Hamilton has 26 more than them, and he's a single player, and he's a minor leaguer. So do we see Hamilton breaking a record in the major leagues? I don't know. The catchers are not really that good in minor league baseball, especially in Double-A. You have tremendously better stolen basers or catchers in the major leagues, but Billy Hamilton making a name already. So, actually, we'll be going to our third and final commercial break. When we come back, we'll get some news. We'll be talking about James Shields, what he does again and again and again. Shields, he's now 27 after his win last night with the Rays over the Royals. Do we see the Rays making to the playoffs or making it to the World Series? I'm asking that question. You guys can comment. We'll be back with Steven's All Out Baseball Show. Please stick around the channel as we will be going into our last 15 minutes of the show. Don't miss out. This is probably the best part of the show.
È strano se sfiorandomi riemergerai dal buio. Riposa un po', mia cara Belle, il tuo regno sai non brilla più. Strano se la novità si prenderà dopo di noi, riempie già gli spazi tuoi, lo spazio da dove tu non puoi, in quest'autunno rosso io ti perdo e ancora non era semplice uno scambio d'opinione può servire a stare meglio, specialmente se è violento e se poi non ho ragione.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Steven's All Out Baseball Show. This is the final 15 minutes of the show, actually 14 minutes to be exact. Well, I try to set up 15 minute slots until a commercial break. So we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, for the final 15 minutes of the show. And so more news. So Roy Oswalt. So remember they put him when they acquired Ryan Dempster from the Cubs. Roy Oswalt sent down, not sent down to the AAA, but sent down to the bullpen.